The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. Thanks so much for kicking off your holiday trading week right here with me on the Morning Market Kickoff. And we start things off with gold. Why not? We usually kick it off with the indices. They're higher as well, right near record territory. And we have gold and silver, record prices. Now, the dollar's trading lower this morning, but it's not like the dollar is dramatically weaker. You're right back to where we were on Thursday morning, where we were on Wednesday. The dollar was actually as weak as 97.86 on Tuesday. This morning, the dollar's down 20 pennies at 98.39 right now. But it doesn't matter. Pressure on the dollar for weakness, but you got gold higher than it's ever been before. That's a 15-minute chart, $44.58, $4,458 for 1 ounce of yellow gold. Remarkable. You jump over to silver. I remember handing out silver. Do you remember Great Panther silver? I know we got plenty of tigers and tigresses that do. I still have some around this. I got it right here. I'll find some Great Panther silver. Maybe by the end of the program. I got some Great Panther silver. And I know some tigers and tigresses do too. Well, guess what? That ounce of silver hit a high of $69.52 this morning, up by 2.2%. You got gold equities, silver equities higher as well. You jump over to the other metals, platinum. How about it? Up $100, right? Look at this run, man, on a weekly basis. Last week, you did it with volume and platinum, and we're really jumping around to kick off the program. Equities are higher this morning, but boy, metals in focus. Look at the weekly. It's not even 9:30 in the morning on Monday, and we already have a weekly bar that's up $100. Now, you back up platinum, 2308, the spike high from 2008. Look at the run we got going on. Look at this monthly that we got going on in platinum right now. Remarkable acceleration. You jump over to copper. Let's put it back to a 15-minute. Friday, you hit a high of 556. Copper is flat so far. We jump back to the indices. So the S&Ps, we're up by 0.5%. You're trading up 34 points at 69.21 this morning. You jump over to the daily. You have a high up here, about 30 points above where we're at right now. You dip lower into the lows of late November. You had selling of 2.8 million contracts. That's on a daily. We had a little bit of selling last week and through the 17th. Thursday and Friday, you catch a bid, but look at the volume on Friday. Now, expect a slow week, folks. Okay, we got Christmas on Thursday. You got a half day in the markets on Christmas Eve. On Wednesday, and so you're going to see very little volume. The market's just drifting higher. We're potentially going to make all-time highs yet again in this market. And boy, you back it up. That was Thanksgiving holiday week. You got quite the extension in price on that weekly. Lowest volume bar we've seen in some time. We'll get low volume this week as well. Tech stocks in focus yet again. Back to a short-term time frame on a 15-minute. NASDAQ 100 up by 0.8%, 25,767. You put this thing on a daily. Okay, let's take some of this off for clarity. And yeah, Friday's bounce, paltry volume, right? We got a nice bounce on Thursday. But Friday's bounce, you're talking about volume of 490,000 contracts. I mean, the only day that really sticks out, yeah, December 9th was a low volume day, and then you had the Friday after Thanksgiving. So one of the lowest volume days we've had in recent memory. You accelerate higher, and we're pushing higher again today. We might see some low volume again today. So we are climbing on lighter volume right now. The Dow, check out that uptrend channel from the lows of August. Now, we had some selling last week on the Dow. Again, Friday's pop doesn't get much lighter on volume in these markets. And the Russell this morning up by 0.7%. But boy, folks, okay, if you've read Timing the Trade, The Art of Timing the Trade, my dad's book, you're talking about quality volume. Well, we got some volume, okay? These red bars, that pullback we got from December 12th, 12th. That was Friday once removed. And then you get last Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We had some selling, and Friday's bounce. Again, pretty light volume in the Russell across the board. Bitcoin, you're up by almost $2,000. You're trading at $90,000 on the dot. Bitcoin under pressure. Friday, Thursday, 84,505. We're up a bit from those lows. All right, now we get to yields. They had Mr. Moran was out there on Bloomberg this morning talking about the cuts that he wants the Fed to be achieving in the overnight lending rate. But this morning we got a little bit of lower price, higher yield to get the 10-year right now. Negative by 4 ticks. We're trading at 112.12. You're talking about a 10-year yield of 4.17. Take a look at that thing on the daily. Just refusing to break lower. On the 10-year, you jump over the 2-year. Okay, yeah, a little bit of lower price, higher yield. And right now we're talking about a 2-year negative by 1 tick at 104.11, and the 2-year yield 3.5. Okay, so the 2-year yield is 3.5. The 10-year is 4.17. That is 67 basis points of steepening, and that's a pretty steep curve. And what it says is, yeah, the Fed's going to lower rates overnight. So short term, you better believe rates are coming down. Short term, of course, they're going to come down. The Fed's at a lower rate. That's 3.5. But then the market's saying, hey, you're talking about a 10-year, man. Has anybody paid attention to what's going on in Washington when they're adding $4 trillion of debt on the hope that the economy grows faster than anyone predicts? It's mattering, and it's even more pronounced on the 30-year. Love to see these rates come down, okay, whether you're talking about housing, everything, but it's just not happening yet. And boy, the home builders got smacked last week, okay? You're going to open basically flat this morning. Larry sent out a great update for Fibonacci 24/7 subscribers yesterday. He puts out a Trade What You See Charts of the Week update on Sundays. For you subscribers that are familiar with it, he had a special section in there about the home builders, just pulling up those charts because it's an important one. And boy, what I will say is you come back and you test the breakout, right? You come back to this area, okay? This was the consolidation. You're looking at Lennar right now. You made it all the way up to 144.24. This morning, we're back at about 108. You did pull back on what would be lighter volume, okay? You broke this area of November 17th. You had earnings on Lennar. They really accelerated things with some of their misses last week, but it was across the board. D.R. Horton, though, they had volume, right? Check that out. They're going to open basically flat this morning. You put it on a daily. How's that for some selling? So I'm not sure what's going to happen with rates, but even on a short-term basis, and KB Homes dramatically lower on their numbers, it's only a green bar because you closed higher than you had opened, but this thing was down from almost $64 the day prior to almost $56. You jump over the dollar, as I mentioned. Okay, you got some dollar weakness, which is giving gold and silver a leg up. But it's not like we're getting decimated below levels we've been at. Okay, every time the dollar's trading lower right now, gold and silver get a bid. And then when you do get a little bit of a bounce in the dollar, there's really not as much of a dramatic pullback. Okay, pressure right now is on a weaker dollar, and metals are benefiting. And I think that's going to be the case going forward. Pressure on the Fed, and we got markets in green territory. 3 days left of shopping until Christmas, folks. Get it done, whether it's online or what it is. I don't even know if you can get Amazon packages delivered still. You probably can. Stay tuned, folks. We'll come right back. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Apologies. Thanks to you, my producer Al. Somehow my mic got muted there, and we jumped to Warner Brothers and the saga with Netflix and Paramount. It marches on. Mr. Ellison, we talked about it last week. One of the factors in there was that he was not going to personally guarantee the equity side of this, and they were just using a trust, which was opaque. You couldn't really see what was in the trust. Those assets within the trust always could have gotten sold off somehow or moved around prior to that deal closing, so it wasn't a guarantee they wanted. Well, guess what? They're really upping it, man. Didn't think he'd bring this one to the game, but guess what? He did, and it says a lot. Okay, he's on the hook for the equity. Ellison agreed to provide an irrevocable personal guarantee of $40.4 billion in equity. Not a lot of people can do that. He is one of them. $40.4 billion in equity financing for Paramount's proposed $108.4 billion offer. Now, what's remarkable, okay, is that you back up Warner Brothers. Now, Warner Brothers is $1 higher on this news today. There you go. Okay, the battle's back on. Surprised that Paramount is not up more. Okay, you just popped a good 40 pennies, but this will get it going. I mean, it speaks to not their best in final, right? This deal is not dying. I didn't think he was going to put it behind it. He tried, right? He and his son, they tried to not have the personal guarantee in there. Why would you put it in there if you didn't want it, if you didn't have to have it in there? Well, he's willing to put up a $40 billion equity guarantee on this thing, man. That speaks to how serious they are and whether they're going to give up, and they're not giving up, man. And it seems like that's not their best in final. So they agreed not to revoke the Ellison Family Trust or adversely transfer its assets while the transaction is pending. So imagine the last deal. They just could have revoked the trust or transfer the assets while it's pending. And guess what? The trust, what guaranteed it? There's nothing in the trust. Well, now they can't do that. That trust owns about 1.2 billion shares of Oracle common stock. Not bad. The company also offered to increase its termination fee to 5.8. Pretty sure that's exactly what the Netflix termination offer was. So yeah, they're bringing it, man. Now what's crazy here is, so you jump over to Warner Brothers, you're up $1 as you should be. Now, Warner Brothers has 2.5 billion shares outstanding, folks, okay? 2.5. When all of this started, Warner Brothers was trading at about $12. Okay, that's when the news broke. So the week of September 8th, you jump over to Paramount Skydance. All right, and there was the closing of the acquisition. This was the volatility around the closing. Okay, and then of Paramount merging with Skydance. And then you had the acceleration when they came out that, guess what? Hey, we're going to buy Warner Brothers. Now, when Warner Brothers was at $12, okay, you multiply it by the 2.5 billion shares, you come to a number of, what, 55 billion. Okay, so before all of this, Warner Brothers had a market cap of, 50. No, I'm multiplying it times 22. Yeah, $12, man. $30 billion market cap, okay? So what's crazy here is the numbers they're talking about. He could have bought the whole company. Now, you can't, right? You can't buy it. That's why there's rules. You can't corner the market without letting investors know that you're going to corner the market and buy all the shares. But if he had just bought all the shares, that was what it was trading at, okay? It was trading at a market cap of about $30 billion. At this point, Ellison, just his equity backing alone is $40 billion, let alone the debt that's going to come with it. Now, Netflix, the news out this morning, they refinancing part of their deal, okay? Refinance part of the bridge loan with cheaper and longer-term debt to bolster the bid. Yeah, and they got a revolving credit facility and two $10 billion delayed draw term loans, leaving $34 billion for syndication. It's going to be the details, and that's what Paramount is kind of driving home, the details of this deal. Now, the other part that ties into all of this, okay, is that you have Paramount Skydance, which is now CBS, and you have them looking for the president's approval versus Netflix, and then you have the battle over here on 60 Minutes. And man, so last night they had promoted this segment about the migrants that were arrested and shipped to El Salvador, okay? And this thing got pulled last minute by Miss Weiss. And the journalist, Sharon Alfonsi, great journalist, seen many of her stories on 60 Minutes, called it outright political. And the story out here is that Bari Weiss is saying, well, you have to get more reporting, okay? And of course you do. Of course, the story's never done until the editor says it's done, right? The problem with this is that basically her harp was that you got to talk to the administration. Well, they tried to talk to the administration, and the administration had no comment. And so what the journalist is saying here is that basically it allows the White House to kill the story, okay, which was screened 5 times, cleared by attorneys and standardized practices. It's factually correct, okay, but if the government doesn't comment, they effectively kill the story by these guidelines, right? And of course, this ties into the whole saga that you better believe it matters when this comments on one of the hottest political topics out there, and you have this news organization that is run by a businessman who's seeking the approval of the administration. And, you know, for all the political stuff out there, folks, you know, arresting people, whether they're citizens or not, and sending them to third world countries and third world prisons without proper due process, it seems like the most un-American thing that you can imagine. And I was really looking forward to this story. They had promoted it many times. And everyone deserves due process, folks, whether you're a citizen or whether you're not. The day that we have a government where any king, okay, just says, see that person, they're guilty, I said they're guilty, put them on a plane, ship them to whatever country I tell you, and from there, my hands are off and I don't have to do anything. I mean, even Trump's own wife, the First Lady Melania, folks, okay, I don't think anybody would support, and I hopefully not. There was a period of time that she was not a U.S. citizen in which she was dating the president. In what case would you ever be okay with anybody visiting this country and getting picked up without any due process, brought to a country they've never been to, and put in a prison without any due process? So it all plays in. And yeah, Paramount, you better believe they're aware of how political that was. Unfortunate for 60 Minutes. We're coming back with equities, folks. Stay tuned.
Getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's up by 0.5%, trading at 69.18. NASDAQ 100 up by 0.7%. Growth stocks higher. You're up 191 points, up 0.8%. Let's check it out. NVIDIA shares up by 1.4%. Jump over to Amazon, up by 0.4% right now. Jump over to some of those other chip stocks. Micron, how about it? Not stopping, man. Up by 4.2%. Broadcom up by 0.5% this morning. You jump over to Google, up by 0.5%. Microsoft shares up by 0.2%. Meta up by 0.6% this morning. You check in on Tesla, up by 1.8% right now after their record run last week. And we jump back to gold, continuing the run, up by $72, up 1.6%. You jump over to silver, $69 on the dot. How about it? Up by $1.50. We jump over to some of the silver stocks. You better believe it. First Majestic up by 5% right now to 1755. Gonna Endeavor up by 7%. And we own both of those in the gold report right now, folks. And boy, you talk about getting it back, man. So they just put out, I think that was the run there, $300 million convertible. They get it all back. You're pushing the highs. First Majestic right now, up 4.4%. Pan American breaking away from its channel, up by 3.7%. Hecla up by 4.6% right now. And yeah, Platinum, how about it, right? Whew. Up by $91 to $21.10 right now for Platinum. And yeah, you better believe it, that it's everywhere, folks. Right on the front page. All right, there it is. Gold and silver, all-time highs. Geopolitical tensions rises, as they put it, but both of them pushing highs right now. And there are your charts as we talk about. Now you got action, whether it's in Venezuela, okay? Ukraine attacked an oil tanker from Russia's shadow fleet in the Mediterranean Sea for the first time. Okay, there's news out there, actually, that you have a Russian general is killed, okay, as bombs explode in Moscow. Suspicious for the assassination at Ukraine. Suspicion for the, naturally, okay, as in geopolitical tensions rising. And gold's not stopping, man. And yeah, of course, they talk about platinum in here as well. I think the dollar's got weakness, and I think this metal market is onto it. Been saying it for some time. I think you got weakness right now in this dollar. It's showing today, man. 98.28. It's not stopping here as well. You always see this gold market getting a little bit ahead of that dollar. And when you look at the dollar right now, back it up. I mean, this trend line that we're pushing here on the bottom part, okay? How about going back to 2008, folks? 2008, okay? Now, where does that line up? You could make the case that this trend line, wait, not there. There we go. You could make the case that it potentially is a little bit lower, okay? But you are right there. And you break below this level, this is your monthly. And yeah, where do you stop next? 90. It's just the next natural spot. Okay, you look where 90 is. It's the lows of 2021. It's the lows of 2018. That was an area of resistance back in 2010, 2009, and realistically 6 and 4. Actually get a little bit of a pullback there as the dollar continues to weaken in metals. All right, we'll keep our eye on those. We check in on Paramount Skydance. I feel like this one's going to go even higher today, up by 4.2%. I do own this equity, okay, so I am biased, but that's a big revelation. $40+ billion personal guarantee. I mean, the amount of people that have that kind of guarantee to put out there, not very many, and not many do it. Now, Elon didn't put $40 billion behind Twitter. Okay, now Twitter wasn't $100+ billion, but he didn't do it, right? He had the banks line up. Okay, not even close to $40 billion. Well, Ellison's putting $40 billion on the line for Warner Brothers. Woo-wee. Warner Brothers up by about 3.5% on that deal this morning. That news. No deal in place just yet. Netflix down 0.5%. Jump over the other streamers. Disney shares up by 1% right now. And that's it. That's the only other streamer in the world. It's pretty much it, right, folks? Google, okay, with YouTube, is a streamer. Amazon, they give back their gains down by 0.1% right now. But that's it, man. All right, let's jump to some retail. Walmart shares down by 0.5%. Target off by 0.6%. We jump over to TJX, up by 0.5% right now. Kohl's shares down by 1%. Jump over to Macy's. We got Macy's breaking away. Some nice strength from Macy's. You trade higher on their earnings. You back down on lighter volume. That was a little bit of an overextension the week of December 8th on lighter volume there. Still strong numbers from Macy's. Put it on a monthly. Making a run for the highs of 2021. Okay, for the gold contract. Now, you're breaking above the highs of October here in gold. And really, for the first time, I'm going to stress to be careful here. It seems like a very ideal setup, okay? That was your high there, 43.92 and 43.98. You got to 44.09 last week, but you closed at 43.68. So you got above those highs and then closed under, right? You couldn't come. Look at the volume you had in those 2 weeks. And what's unfortunate is we're going to get above those 2 weeks, okay? And it looks like right now, at least, we're going to close above it. And this is going to be a dramatically lighter volume week. So be careful, folks, okay? I feel like the metals market has gotten ahead of a weak dollar right now. And even when you have a weak dollar coming at you, that might not propel gold to the areas you'd think it would. When a lot of this is already priced in to this market, in my opinion. Yeah, look at Newmont. Up by 4% right now. Newmont's making a run for the 1 to 2.618 expansion. Yeah, look at this selling from the earnings, though, right? Selling from the earnings. Dramatic volume to the downside of 81 million that week. And you climb above it on 50 million. Let's put it on a monthly. Yeah, look at that selling. You're rising above. You know, it would just be this is what, so yes, the market continue higher. And yeah, I think the dollar's going to be weak. So the wind is at gold's back, right? On the other side of that, though, I look at this equity and I say, where would I get into Newmont right now? Where would I get into Newmont? I look for a buy for about $85. Come back and test this area that you had selling on high volume, right? That would be a test of 2022. But folks, that'd be a $20 pullback on $105 equity. Just a natural retracement. This thing was just at 36. We'll come right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks, and taking a look again. So NEM, this is just a natural pullback at some point, folks. I mean, realistically, this run higher on some of these equities on a weekly basis, you take out that 1 week of earnings on Newmont, and where's your heat? You're talking about tiny red bars on a way from 30 to 105. At some point, we're going to get a natural retracement. Now, you had one slightly in October, okay, but you did it on some volume on their earnings. Now, we've had some decent action the last couple weeks on volume. That's your weekly. Okay, you check out the daily on Newmont, last one I want to talk. Look at the volume on Friday. Now, that was triple witch and options expiration, okay, end of the year. But if you think about it, all that volume on Friday, you got above the highs recently, as in the highs from December 12th, okay, was 102.13. You got as high as 102.36 on Friday, but you closed at 101.29. Could not close above those highs, right? So think about it. You had all this volume. And meanwhile, with all of this volume, you could still buy Newmont for cheaper than you could buy it almost a week earlier. That's not really how the volume breaks out on the strongest of equities, okay? And yeah, these equities are pretty strong, okay? But that's the basis of the volume analysis, right? There's all this people in the store, and even with all of these people, they can't get it above where it was trading at on December 12th, right? Somebody's willing to sell to you when you're doing 27.8 million shares in Newmont, and the price they're selling to you is not even where they would have gotten it on December 12th, okay? So yeah, we're a bit higher today, but watch these volume profiles, folks. Okay, you put it on a monthly, you trade lower on volume, we're higher on lighter volume. You trade lower on volume. Now, the last 2 weeks have been encouraging, okay, but you didn't get above here. Maybe you got above the spike high, if that's how you want to call it, but this is a high volume area you're getting above, and this last exhaustion here, and it's not a last exhaustion yet, but a little worrisome when you had light volume, and we're going to run higher on light volume right now as well. As in, this week is going to be higher, and we're going to be light on volume. You take a look at the GDX, okay? Again, same area, right? We were just looking at Newmont, one of the largest gold mining equities out there. Similar chart for the GDX. We're up by 3.8% today in the GDX. October 20th, October 13th, right? Yes, that's a positive week, but man, we got a lot of selling October 13th, right? You gave up the highs. You went all the way from 85 to close at 78, okay? The next week, you accelerated with volume, and then look at the trend. Every week since, it's lighter volume, okay? Yeah, you go from trading lower on almost 200 million shares of the GDX. You bounce the next week on 158, and then you get 111, 140, 132. Thanksgiving week comes in at 82. Okay, you pull back on 98, but even the bounce, even that nice bounce from the week of December 8th, 2 weeks ago, It's only 117 million shares. That's a light week. And then last week you do 98 million. That's one of the lowest volume weeks we've had going back to August last week. And this one's just going to be paltry thin. So on a volume basis, not exactly encouraging. Now you compare that to silver, okay, different story on silver, okay? There's a reason, I think, why silver just keeps going up more. It's because of the volume, right? There's more people in the store. Look at the volume on silver. Much more dramatic, okay? Here are your 2 weeks that we've been talking about on gold. This is a great comparison. Here are the 2 weeks we've been talking about on gold. Look how differently it looks on silver versus gold, right? On silver, you got this huge acceleration on volume. The pullback wasn't as stark. And then you look at the last 3 weeks of silver. Whew, big numbers, man. 547, 613, and 556,000 contracts. Big numbers on silver. You check out the monthly. It goes away. But even the daily. Okay, we did have some pullback there. Volume December 12th, same deal. But again, just much more volume to the upside on silver than compared to gold. Those last 3 weeks, strong numbers, man. You haven't seen 3 weeks like that at all. Maybe in this little chop. But a lot of that was the buying from October 13th. Looks much stronger than gold, in my opinion. All right, folks. Head on over to the front page of TFNN.com. The TFNN Holiday Tiger Dollar Sale is running through today. There's going to be a new update for the Gold Report today. Great week to sign up for the Gold Report, folks. Great day in terms of new updates on Monday. Weekly updates throughout the week when warranted. We got 3 active positions in the Gold Report, but I anticipate 2026 is going to have some volatility in these metals. I've been talking about the subscribers, okay, and one of the things I've been saying in the Gold Report specifically is, put some stops in on this market. Okay, you could say the same thing about equities. We are at some remarkable prices. Nobody's quite sure where the economy is going to be. I mean, even Chairman Powell, right? He says, man, this is an interesting situation. You don't often find yourself in a situation where you have the economy weakening, right? Only adding 22,000 jobs a month on a 3-month basis right now. And at the same time, you have inflation persisting near 3%. Not often do you find an economy that has inflation persisting near 3%. Okay, the recent CPI numbers, 2.6 and 2.7%. They carried over a 0% number for shelter. Maybe you make the case that that's the best. Maybe shelter, the owner's equivalent rent, maybe that's not going up right now. But even if it's not, you still have 2.6 to 2.7% inflation. That's hot. At the same time, you have a weakening economy. You know what that means? That means unknowns. That means variables. That means the market's going to shift. Okay, it's a trader's environment, man. I think we're going to get a lot of volatility, whether you're talking about yields, commodities, metals, and equities next year. So take some stops. Put some stops on your equities. If you've had a heck of a run in this gold market, there's going to be more trades, folks. Some of these silver equities, my goodness. Okay? From $5 to 18 on First Majestic. Pick a line in the sand, folks. From $4 to 21 on Hecla. Okay? Pan American from 20 to 54. From 12 last year to 54. There's going to be some pullbacks in this market. All right, now, to get back to it, check out the front page of TFNN.com, folks, for the Tiger Dollar Holiday Sale. For you current subscribers out there, great way to automatically save money on your subscriptions, period, end of sentence. You're a current subscriber out there, you're not using Tiger Dollars, get on over the front page of TFNN. If you're thinking about signing up for anything this coming year, the Gold Report, the Opening Call, Mastering Probability, Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's live trading, you can use those Tiger Dollars, folks. You can save 20%, 30%, or 40%, depending on your purchase level. You either get 100, 300, or 600 free Tiger Dollars in your account. They never expire. You apply them once. They're used automatically, folks. And we send you a free TFNN mug on top of it. Well, we run this sale once or twice a year, and they're a great way to add savings. And Monday's always a great day to sign up. Larry puts out a great report for Fibonacci 24/7 subscribers once a week. Basil Chapman puts out videos over the weekend, usually an hour long. Steve Rhodes puts out updates in the afternoon with each of his news. He's got a morning update and an afternoon update, folks. Okay, so Monday you kick off the week. Always a great time. I'll have a new update for the Gold Report today, folks. I'm actually going to put out a video update for Gold Report subscribers today, going over this market as we got gold and silver pushing all-time highs. How about it? But check it out on the front page of TFNN, folks. Runs through today. The TFNN Holiday Tiger Dollar Sale up to 40%. Come right back, folks.
trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We get the S&P up by 35 points right now. We jump around to the heat map. Let's see, we jump around. NASDAQ 100, yeah, NVIDIA up by 1.2%. Micron up by 3.3%. Tesla. Let's check out Tesla. Is that another high? 498? It sure is. So look at this. All-time highs for Tesla, up another 3.33% today, up $16. Check out the volume on Tesla. So we get above. So last week, the high out here is 488.54. Okay, let me make sure that is the high. Yeah, that is the high. 488.54 on Tesla from a year ago. And you did that on 645 million. Now, you couldn't close above that high. Okay, you got above it and gave it up, but you still only had 527. That was a huge week last week. Couldn't get above it with volume. Now, that high is 488.54. The problem is this week's not going to have the volume. Okay, so you're getting above all-time highs for Tesla right now. You close above that area, we might have lighter volume. So be careful. Jump over to Microsoft shares, down by 0.3%. Yeah, and great question. Even Duncan, Steve, you know, my experience, folks, ChatGPT, we're just talking about gold, asking ChatGPT. ChatGPT can struggle with numbers magnificently. I encourage you to go over and trial these AI agentic tools, because it's all about the query. It's all about getting used to it. But for some reason, and this will catch up, it struggles tremendously with math sometimes and simple numbers. I'm talking about the most simple numbers that you've ever seen. It struggles dramatically. So, and you know, it's don't take ChatGPT at face value, folks. It should be a trust but verify, and don't use another AI tool to verify it. That's really it. It's a productivity tool like we've never seen before, but you got to check it because it gives you bad info everywhere. The more you use it, the more you'll see, at least right now, how much bad info is filtered in there everywhere. All right, folks, thanks so much for kicking your Monday off right here. Don't forget about the Tiger Dollar sale on the front page of TFNN. Runs through today. Basil Chapman's coming up next, and I'll see you live at 3 o'clock for the Tom O'Brien Show. Have a great one, folks. Thanks so much.